welcome back.
Yes, ma'am. Back in the building.
And I'm excited to be here.
Yes, ma'am.
What about you?
I'm excited.
How you feeling?
I'm feeling wonderful, girl. I've been on a little mini vacation, you know.
We have.
Relaxing.
We have.
Letting our hair blow in the wind a little bit.
You know what I noticed?
What?
Because we had just spoke on this on the last episode.
Mm-hmm.
That we want to wear green.
And look at me. Girl, please.
We want to wear green.
We want to wear green.
And she have all green.
Mm-hmm.
And you look good in your green.
Thank you.
All right.
And you know, that black, it complements your skin real well. So you
Uh-huh.
already know. You already know what it is.
Absolutely.
Tight team.
We matching a little bit.
Yeah.
Y'all know we like to
Coordinate.
Color coordinate.
Yeah. You know, here or there.
I
What
don't
they say, a little razzle dazzle.
I don't own a green blazer, but I like it. She about to make me get one.
Mm-hmm.
She about to make me go online and
I got a little something here, you know.
So we just said we're gonna do the black, and then we're gonna put our own
Little twist with it.
Yeah, we're gonna put our own thing with it.
Yes,
and I think it worked out fine.
Yeah, it did.
I
like the look.
I love the look. Hey, it's winter, fall, winter, whatever.
Whatever, it's cold.
This my season.
It's cold.
This my season to put on clothes.
Yeah.
Cause you get to mix, match, and layer up.
Mm-hmm. Look real nice.
I feel like fall and winter, you get to throw pieces together and layer up.
You get to do a lot more.
Yeah, to bring out your fashion.
Yeah, you get to do a lot more.
Absolutely. But I'm excited. I'm excited to be back.
Me too. Cause we've been on a vacation.
We gonna talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
We ain't gonna talk about it.
No.
We ain't gonna talk about it.
We gonna just let it be.
We gonna let it be. We happy to be back.
We back. So that's all that matters.
That's all that matters. And we have a special guest today.
You ready?
We got a guest today.
Hey.
We got a special guest, y'all. We have my cousin coming on to sit with us.
To share his story.
We got two cousins back to back, y'all. Back to back.
Let's get it.
Before we get into the story, we would like for y'all to like, comment, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. All that good stuff. So that way you'll be notified whenever we upload a new episode each and every Thursday.
At 8 p.m.
At 8 p.m.
The Block Podcast.
The blog. And if you got somebody or you yourself want to come on and share your story, you can email us at podcasttheblock@gmail.com. And you can also message myself at what's my ad? It's Didi Corbett on Instagram and Didi Corbett on Facebook.
And as well as myself, Shantae Nicole on Facebook and Shantae_Nicole on Instagram.
That's where to find us. Now let's allow our guest to introduce himself.
What's up, everybody? My name is Lo. I'm on the block with Didi and Shantae.
You here. You finally here.
Yeah, I made it.
You made it. Because it done been what? 4, 5, 6 weeks?
Too long.
You finally made it on the block, the hottest spot to be.
Yeah, you know I was going to come around sooner or later.
Look, you was going to make it here.
You can't duck the block for too long.
I know that's right.
I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah,
it's the place to be. Who?
Hey, we might need to put that in there somewhere.
You hear me?
Little Snooky. So how you feel today?
I'm feeling good, relaxed.
I love to hear that. I love to hear that when they come on the block and tell us they relaxed, they feeling good. Yeah, we like that. That's how.
Yeah, if you ain't relaxing on the block, you don't need to be there.
There you go.
On this block, you can relax.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You can relax.
This your safe space.
Yes. We stay home.
You in good hands.
All right, let's dive into your story.
Yes,
Okay, let's go.
So first, I want you to tell me about your childhood, like coming up, how it was coming up in the household, and what led to your different choices that you chose to make.
Well, for one, it was a house of 5 kids.
Okay.
With me with 3 brothers and 1 sister. So everything, you know, was operated the way it was supposed to. I just, you know, I was always a thinker, so I was always into stuff. And what a lot of people didn't pay attention to, I was in a lot of bad stuff, but just my mind always was working. And I ain't follow people, so that's why I ended up making, you know, a lot of bad decisions until I turned a bad decision into good decisions. So
All right.
people start, you know, allowing me to be responsible for them and for other things that they usually wouldn't let me be responsible for. So.
Okay.
Okay. And what number child? Tell the people.
Oh yeah, I'm number 4.
What you say? Falls up.
Number 4.
Yes.
So how was it in the house with all of those siblings?
I mean, everybody pretty much did what I was the one bothering everybody. Everybody was pretty much good. I was the one, you know,
Getting in trouble, bothering
bored,
people.
yeah, doing stuff. And then when I got bored of the house, I forced myself outside. So, and then once I got out there, they couldn't keep me in. I'm talking about I used to go all out there. When they'll tell me to go in the house and I can't go out, I'll wait till they eating or something or watching TV
And sneak out.
sneak out of the top window.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I got to get outside.
Once you got a taste of that outside, that's what it was.
Yeah, it was over with.
That was over with.
Yeah, it was the more that I got out there, the less and less somebody could tell me that I listened to.
So when they caught you, your first time being caught sneaking outside, they done went up there, you ain't in there.
Right.
How that went?
Well, they sent the National Guard to come look for me.
What?
Once I did, you know, sneak outside, but now they sent the whole neighborhood and, you know, other family members to come look for me. But what they didn't realize why I kept doing it is because once I got caught and ain't nothing really bad happened, I was like, oh yeah, I can just do this again. And
That's all. That's all.
yeah, I mean, back then that was the decision that I made.
You know what I'm saying? Like you get a little punishment. It's like that's all.
Yeah, they just talked to me. I mean that's how it started. I mean, you know, it grew from there, but
Yeah.
that's how it started, you know. And
So basically, you letting the parents know you got to put it down.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you got to get control because a lot of things, I mean, me, in my opinion, speaking from my experience, you got to be careful what you say around kids because
Absolutely.
a lot of things that I saw done or heard, and I just became interested at my own time when I was thinking about it and just repeated what I seen.
Yeah.
I always was good at remembering stuff, so when I get bored or I want to just try something, I get curious. You know, you get curious as a kid. So everything that well, not everything, but most of the things that wasn't for me, I was, you know, making a decision to do it.
Okay.
And you know, over time, you know, I kept on. You know, I got the first time I got locked up was for a possession of cocaine. I was 13.
13.
And yeah, I was 13. I was at Northwestern. I was skipping school to go, you know, to the neighborhood, and it was happening so much to it seemed like my mama was being, you know, irresponsible. So which calls for a meeting at the school. But the meeting just so happened to be on the first of the month. So this particular day, when we having this meeting about me being truant, everything went well. They put up, you know, all type of posts. When I come out of class, you know, I got to be escorted to class. So right after that meeting, what nobody didn't know was that it was the first, and then I had some money to collect. So what I did was we had the meeting. I swear to not do it again. I got powder, all that, and then when we went back to class, I was supposed to get escorted to the bathroom. The teacher turned her head for a split second. I shot out of the door, got on the bus. I was going to Northwestern Middle School, so I got on the Moncrief 5 and made it to the Boulevard Park where one of the people that owed me, you know what I'm saying, was waiting. And when I got there, I was so focused on the money, I didn't even see the police coming from the left, and I had, you know, narcotics in my hand, so, because I was going to get paid and, you know, make a sale. So once he stopped me, I dropped it because I was good at a lot of stuff, but I wasn't good at getting caught. So once he seen, now I ain't know how to react under pressure back then. I was in a lot of stuff, but I ain't know how to like deal with it when it comes. So I just took whatever came with it. But that's what made me, you know what I'm saying, learn and grow and be mature. So, anyways, once I dropped it, he asked me, "Hey man, what you doing?" I was like, "Man, I'm 16." You know that because when you say you're 16 and the police stop you during school hours, they'll let you go. Because at 16, you can say you in a drop-in program or something. So, anyways, he ran my name. Oh, he picked up what I dropped.
Oh, Lord.
And then I went to jail for possession of cocaine at 13. And the bad part about it is it made my mama look so bad because we had just left a meeting that we was adjourned and everybody agreed on the terms, and not even an hour later, I was in cuffs because of the decision that I made. You know, so over the years, you know, it's a whole lot. I went back to jail for a gun, some more dope, and then the last.
So before the last time, how many times did you go to jail?
Well, as a juvenile, like 5. But over that course, I spent probably like 2 years of my juvenile life locked up. Because it was like 5 months here, 9 months there, 4 months here. But I was 17. I had came home from the last juvenile sentence in back in the neighborhood, back in traffic or whatever. So I was 17, and me and my partner was sitting, you know, in apartments getting ready to, you know, prepare something. And the police had came. So when the police came, we thought we was ahead of them because we looking at the ones that's outside, but we didn't know they was already around the area. So once we went in the house, I told my partner to hold the door, and off of instinct, I just grabbed everything and ran to the bathroom, and just like my instinct told me, when I flushed everything, the door came crashing. Mm-hmm. So when the door came crashing, I jumped on the bed like I was asleep, and the officer that was, I won't name him, but the officer that was, you know, on the scene, he was a vet. And then when I say, if you know what I mean when I say a vet, so as soon as he came in and he heard the bathroom, the toilet flushing,
he ran to the bathroom.
But it was over with. Mm-hmm. So what he did was got mad because you kicked into this door, and what's your probable cause?
Yeah, you don't have anything.
You can say what you want to say, but what's the real? What you gonna say to justify you kicking in the door without no proof?
Yeah.
So what he did was he grabbed me, beat me for like a minute and a half. But my adrenaline was rushing so fast and so hard that I didn't even feel nothing that he was doing to me. So after that, he was asking me he asked me who I was and what the relation was to the person that lived in the house. But what he didn't know that I was a juvenile. So once we got into the police car,
he found out.
And he was scared. He was like, man, hey man, I ain't mean to do that. You shouldn't be in these areas. I was like, yo, just let me call my mama. Because once he showed me that, I just played my 17-year-old role. I said, man, just let me call my mama then. Because I was thinking maybe that'd let him let me go. Anyways, once the lady appeared who lived in the apartment, he scared her to make her think she was going to get evicted and told her, we going to lock them up and we going to say that they broke in your house. Mm-hmm. We was chasing them and they bust your door down. That's how the door got broke. And she did. Dang. So we went through a whole process. I was in the county jail. I got certified as an adult at 17. So I was in the county jail, and she went through the whole process, and it concluded in us lining up for trial. And in the trial, the officer never came to testify. He never came to confirm his statement that he made, his sworn testament. So that helped us out, and because we was looking at what my co-defendant Sam was looking at 10 years, and I was looking at whatever came with being around, because they was trying to get me to testify on him. They was trying to get me to say that he was the one that put the whatever was in the apartment in the toilet when nobody seen nothing. Yeah. So they was trying to create it, and they can create it with me. Yeah. If I was to turn against him, I would be the evidence. Yeah. So once they let me know that, then we went all the way to trial, and once we got in jury selection, they came with an offer of 13 months for my co-defendant and 12 months for me. So I agreed to that, and we both walked off. And then, after that, I got out. I was 18. I was out for 13 months, and then I caught I was back selling drugs or whatever, and then I caught a second-degree murder charge. How I caught that murder charge is, and dealing drugs or whatever, it was a few dudes that, didn't have the money to purchase at the time, so they would ask for a favor. So I did along the favor, but I had already knew even though I was so young, I had been around so long, so I had already was seasoned with giving somebody something and then banking on it. Once you put it in the person's hand, it's a 50-50 chance. They can die, they can go to another state, they can get sick. Mm-hmm. So you taking the chance. So accept if it's a loss, accept it. Yeah. So that's what happened. A dude owed me $500, so he was supposed to give it to me on the 1st of November. When that time came, he called me and was like, hey man, I had a situation where I might need, a little more time. I was like, okay, go ahead. You got another month. I don't mind. So that time came, which was December 1st. So he called me like 8 o'clock that morning, was like, hey man, I got your money, come get your money. I was asleep, so I woke up, went to the location where he was at, and when I got to the location, he was there with another dude that was into the same thing I was into. So I pretty much figured when I walked up that he was paying another debt too.
Yeah.
No, paying another debt.
Oh, okay.
Because it's the first, so you paying it off. You pretty much didn't run up your bill. So when he got finished talking to the dude, he walked up to me. I was like, what's up? He was like, man, I was trying to tell you, I wanted to let you know I ain't got the money. And I'm like, well, what was the reason of waking me up out my sleep, calling me, telling me coming to get the money if you know you ain't had the money? So he was like, well, man, you know how things go. I was like, no, I don't know how I go because you just missed last month. And I said, gave you a whole nother month. So now that we standing in front of each other discussing this, I'm getting mad. So I said, you know what? I've been knowing this dude my whole life, so I ain't gonna let, you know what I'm saying, this little situation, because I know I care about him for real, so I won't let it mess up our relationship, but we'll just never deal like that again. Mm-hmm. We can still be cool, but we'll just never deal in that because I can't trust you. Mm-hmm. So I tried to walk off, and when I tried to walk off, he said something, and then he moved when I was turning around, and it was something that I seen at my periphery like he was trying to swing at me. So off of instinct, and I do got a little experience because when I was getting in so much trouble, my mama, she put me in a boxing program at PAL. So what they would do is when I would get out of Northwestern, people from the program would be already outside waiting, so I couldn't run and go nowhere. Okay. Mm-hmm. And so they'll get me, but I liked to fight. So over time, they ain't have to come get me. I come straight out and get straight on the van and go to the center or whatever. So anyways, pertaining to that, when this dude looked like he was about to, do something to me, I just reacted with what I knew. You know what I'm saying? And that didn't turn out good because right then, he was all right or whatever, talking or whatever, and I left. The police came, paid
So wait a minute. So what did you do? You turned around and
Oh, I turned around. I just hit him 2 times and I kicked him. That was it. I hit him 2 times and he fell, and when he fell, I kicked him in his face. Okay. So, like I said, the paramedics came, the police came, and he refused all treatment. I wasn't there, but somebody told me, he was like, I ain't call y'all, so I don't know what y'all talking about. So they changed the call, and this also helped me in trial because they changed the call over the P88 system, which is the radio system they got. Mm-hmm. They changed the call from a battery in progress to an argument/dispute due to the victim, the so-called victim, refusing all treatment. Okay. They couldn't even take his blood pressure because he was saying, get away from me. So, okay, that was on the 1st. Okay, on the 3rd of December, 2 days later, it was said that somebody walked to his room and he was having a seizure in his room. Mm-hmm. So, this person that discovered him having a seizure called the ambulance. The ambulance came, and after the detectives came and asked, did anything happen before that? And the guy said that, a dude named Lowe had beat him up on the 1st, and he came in here and laid down, and he's been in here since the 1st to right now. Mm-hmm. But he was lying though, But that was a part of what the state had came up with. I mean, he said that. He did say that, but I'm telling you that he was lying because that same night I felt bad about what I did. So I called the dude and I got like $100 worth of something, and I took it to him. And he didn't know I had it. I knocked on the door. I was like, man, let me holler at you. He was like, man, I wanted to talk to you anyway. I said, I just got one question. Why you called me around there? So he was like, well, the reason that I called you around is because I had your money. But I owed it a partner of yours, and I told him last month I missed you to pay him, to allow me to miss him to pay you. And he didn't agree. So he forced me to give him the money that I owe for rent and the money that I owe for my debt, which caused me to not have your money. So I asked him, well, you telling me this now, but when the situation took place, why you ain't tell me this then? Mm-hmm. Because instead of probably doing something to you, I probably would have did something to him. You see what I'm saying? Because you're interfering with, and we better than that. You see what I'm saying? So I would have took that a little more personal than you. His situation was forced. Mm-hmm. But this was like, I probably couldn't shake this, or we would have to talk about it or something. So, but it didn't play out like that. So when we talking or whatever, he all right. I mean, he had a few bruises or whatever. So I gave him what I gave him and told him he don't owe me nothing. Now that I know what really happened, you really had the money, you really don't owe me. Because I ain't hurting for it. That was 2 pair of Havana Joes when he owed me. So Once I left, I ain't see him no more. I'm lying. I saw him the very next day on the 2nd. He was sitting on the porch. The third, later on that day, I never saw him that night. And the next morning is when I heard he went to the hospital. Okay, I wasn't keeping up with his condition because I wasn't thinking it was something serious. And then on Christmas, one of my uncles that's deceased by the name of Alvin Stone, he came and told me like 7:30 Christmas morning, woke me up, was like, hey, you heard what happened? I was like, no. He was like, yeah, that dude died. So once the dude died, I was wanted.
Dang.
And I was wanted by the local police. A couple of dudes was getting pulled, but once I was arrested in the past, and the system didn't have a record of whatever address that you keep for your place of residence, and I only had put 2 addresses down, thank God, because once they came looking for me and went to my mom and my grandma's house, they had nowhere else to look, and I've then stopped going to my mom and grandma's house. So I was able to stay around, make a little more money, you know what I'm saying, prepare for what I felt like was to come. So I had, luckily, a week before I was wanted, had moved from Springfield to Sandalwood with a girlfriend that nobody knew nothing about. I just kept everybody out of my business because I ain't like it. I was so young around everything, I was already seasoned. So once I got up in age, I just knew what not to do and what to do. So once I was over there, that's how I was able to stay free so long. But after 3 months, it was said that one of my childhood friends contacted the Crime Stoppers and reported my name, and that's how I got apprehended. So, because nobody knew I stayed out there, but this one person. So at the end of the day, I don't know for a fact if that's what really happened. What it looks like and what people saying, I don't go off of that. I mean, it may look like it might, you know, sound like it, but I don't go off of that. Especially if it's somebody, like I say, started with, they want to get that due justice, you know. Because if that was me, I would want the same thing if I didn't actually do it.
Yeah.
So, long story short, I ended up going to trial on a 2nd-degree murder, and I got found guilty of a lesser included offense. And what that is like when you have a serious charge, the state's so greedy, if they feel like if they can't get you for that charge, we're going to create 6 other charges that it's like a ladder, like every step. So if we can't get you for this, we'll get you for that, or that. You're not just getting away though. So we'll scare you to the point where we'll make you take some option.
Yeah.
So I went to trial, I lost, but I was found guilty by an all-white jury of a lesser included offense of manslaughter and not murder. They had, and once the situation was over with, the trial was over with, one of the jurors sent the message. It was saying that at no point they was thinking about committing me a murder because they like that was a fight. We all in the jury box been in a fight before. It just didn't end in a murder. We listened to the whole situation. That guy owed him. It's a logical situation, but it was I didn't give up enough. I let the attorney represent me, and they wanted to hear me at the end. They wanted to hear the story from, because I had 2 witnesses against me that was a 9 and a 5-time convicted felon. Remember, that case before this case that I got the 12 months, that was a misdemeanor. I pleaded guilty, so I didn't have a felony when I was as an adult. So he was saying my credibility would have weighed out. The only thing every juror wanted to hear, yeah, we heard the judge, the state, and the attorneys, and
They wanted to hear you.
They wanted to hear your side.
Because it's not an extreme situation, so we don't need all of y'all. Let us hear him. If I would have got up there and admitted that I did it, I would have walked off with a battery. They wouldn't even charge me with the manslaughter. But I didn't know that because I wasn't familiar with the law, just like a lot of us coming from where I come from.
And you was young.
Right, I was young. Yeah, I was 18 when it happened. So, but I lost trial. I was sentenced to 15 years, so I didn't even stay in the county jail long. I got arrested in March of 2011. I went to trial in August. I was at Lake Butler, which is a reception center for that this region, in prison in October. I was a 5-month process. I ain't even waiting no long time. So once I caught the 15 years, I ended up doing 13 and a half of those years. So from March 2011 to June 2024 is the time that I spent in prison for the decision that I made.
So how was it in prison at 18 years old?
Well, I had help, and the help that I had was my upbringing. Because once you get in prison, you realize what's really going on, it's a lot of stuff you don't got to figure out because it's stuff you already done lived through. I've been living through your whole life. It's just a lot of falsified versions of it, and then it's a lot of, you know, real serious versions. So you got to learn how to depict between the two and decide where you want to be at. Because in prison, it's so easy to get in stuff, and it's like a lose-lose because the police not never with you. So it's like the custody and control policy that they have is just something on paper. So basically, you know, you got to be a man by all counts. You know what I'm saying? And I learned in prison that I'm a loner. I'm a natural loner. Like, and the reason being is because, like, I went through a lot of stuff that I won't even talk about. You know, not here on the block, but I went through a lot of stuff that backed me into a corner. And me being backed into that corner, I learned a lot about myself. So I actually was glad that I discovered I was a loner because it's not easy to get my attention. So a lot of time that I have to focus on myself, I can better myself instead of being around somebody else doing what they doing or following somebody. Learn how to, and the more time you do it, you learn how to be a creator. And you know, it's called a wave or whatever, but people follow you. You know, before so long. So, and you start to see it. They might not even can't help it. It's like a magnetic wave. Like you can't help it. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I learned a lot about myself in prison, and then I always been, like I say, a lot of the decisions that I was making. What my grandma noticed that she told me, she was like, everybody see the things that you do, but they don't see that your mind is always working. So as soon as you make a decision to turn your mind in the right direction, it's going to keep working in the right direction, and you're going to be able to better yourself and help people around you. So once I took hold of that, it was less to talk about. I just think about it and smile.
Yeah. I like that. So how long were you there before you got in your first fight?
I was in prison for my first fight. Like 2 years.
2 years.
Okay, when I got to prison, I first got to prison is a dude, a respected dude that I know from my childhood, by the name of JR. And when I got to Lake Butler, I was about 5'9", but I was about 225 pounds because in the county jail for those 5 months, all I did was eat and work out and talk on the phone. That was it. I ain't get high. I ain't sit down and just, you know, because I knew what I was pretty much facing. And once I got to prison, I saw a few dudes I was familiar with, and the respected dude that I was talking about, he was my cellmate, luckily.
Oh, okay.
So he was like, "You just coming to prison?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And he had been going to prison. This was 2011. I had known him to be going to prison from like the year 2000. So he was familiar with the system. So I was happy he was around me because he can guide me with the right. And then I know what type of person he is. So I was just listening to anybody. So he was basically telling me, like, basically giving me the, you know, orientation of what to do and what not to do. But he was like, a lot of this stuff you ain't got to worry about because I know you. And I know your upbringing. So I know pretty much the decisions you're going to make based off where you from, you know what I'm saying, who raised you or whatever. So he was like, I was going to tell you, like, the first person to try you, what he did, he's like, the first person to try you, he like, just knock him out. He like, but I ain't gonna lie, you ain't gonna have no problem because you 19, but he like, bro, you too big. He like, ain't nobody finna know. They gonna try to ask questions if they think about it, like, before they just try. So once he told me that at 19, he don't really know what he did, because I was like, all right, I already know. I used to be soft-spoken, so I'm just a loner now. I decide when I want to talk. So, and in prison, being soft-spoken, you open the door for being violated. So I was like, all right, well, I just ain't doing no talking. The first situation that happened, I'm gonna just go ahead and react. And once I was in prison, like I say, I got in my first fight like 2 years after being in prison. Once I got in my first fight, it wasn't even about something that somebody did to me. It was about something that I made a decision to, you know, deal with it in the fight because I didn't like what happened. And I was ready to take what came with it because, as I said at the beginning, I grew to be responsible. So, I mean, I was into some things that led me into other, you know, situations that led to, you know, prison activity, which have things like gangs, you know, cities or whatever, the situation is. So I did 13 years. I mean, I was 19. I ain't making all the right decisions. And in the prisons, a lot of situations, they dealt with fists, locks, machetes, axes, razors, lockers, those things of that sort. So, I had my fair share, but luckily, I was never harmed in prison, ever. Well, hold on. One time I was.
And tell us about that.
Okay, I'm definitely gonna tell you about it. Okay, I'm a loner, as I said. So I had got in a situation where I was caught with a knife, and that situation led me to be in a place called CM. What CM is a disciplinary institution. It's a prison, but it's a disciplinary institution. And what it is it's a lot of two-man cells. It's a lot of what they call T buildings, and all it is when you walk into a building, the tiers where the inmates sleep, one goes to the left, one goes to the right, and one goes straight. So they call that a T building. Okay, so in those, each wing is probably about 160 people. So probably about around 500 people. Anyways, everybody in trouble. Everybody behind the cell 23 hours a day, sometimes 24. You come out 3 times a shower for a week. You come out the rec like 3 or 4 times, but that rec, that's where more violence happen, because you would think that us being behind the doors, would keep us from getting to each other. But what people don't see is the officers that create situations mentally. And it's easy when you locked in the cell. You can't never relate, and if you never been there. But being locked in the cell, you gotta have a strong mind. So a lot of people get aggravated easily being in that cell. And once the police realize that, it's called with an emotional trigger point. They'll trigger you. So anyways, I spent like 18 months the first time, and that time I spent the second time I spent 18 months, and then I spent 22 months. The second time, I was in a room with a dude that wanted to be friendly, and I'm a loner, and plus I wasn't, I let energy follow everything. Energy got everything with me, so I wasn't feeling his energy. So I just didn't ever talk to him. But that's kind of weird. You in a room with a person for 6 months, and all you say is, "Hey, excuse me, hey man, I'm about to use the bathroom. Hey, you'll turn around right quick." That's all y'all say. So it don't bother me, but it bothered him bad. And he was like, one day he asked me, he was like, man, you don't mess with me. I was like, well, I mean, I'm in prison because I committed a crime. I'm at this place because I got in trouble while I was in prison, and I'm in this room because they placed us here. But as far as that being a reason for us to have a conversation, no, that ain't. I'm just here to do my time. No matter who in the room with me, I could decide to. So he was so emotional about that, and I didn't even understand it. I was like, I ain't get it. Like you trying to force a friendship.
Yeah.
So it's not that. So he said that, man, you get on the door and you call like 3 of your partners from Jacksonville to the door, and y'all vibe and kick it every day. You laugh. You say you're real funny. I didn't even know how fun that you was that funny. But then as soon as you get off of the door, it's like you a deaf mute. And I'm like, what you expect from me? So basically going back and forth with conversations and talking to him. Sometimes I open up and talk to him, you know what I'm saying? Because I think a lot, I read a lot, so I know a lot. But I choose to talk when I want to. So once we talked, he was like, I didn't know you was familiar with this type of stuff or whatever. It was a book genre, sci-fi. He was like, I was familiar with sci-fi, and I was like, I just didn't open up and let you know that I'm familiar with a lot of stuff, but so it just wouldn't work. I tried, like it wouldn't click. And he was just making like doing stuff, like all type of stuff. Oh, he was into space aliens. So it's like I couldn't enforce myself to. So this one particular day, he had asked me, we had, canteen or whatever. So mine came, he didn't get none. So he asked me, could he borrow something? And I'm like, nah. It's because one of my partners, I ain't eat too many sweets like that. I just like to work out, you know what I'm saying? But I keep them because I can give one out and get 2 back. So when he asked me, I was like, one of my partners wanted, so I ain't doing that. And I don't even know, you don't get money, so I ain't finna give you my stuff and I can't get nothing back. If I give you something, it's for you to keep. So that next day, we ate dinner, and they put the trays inside the cell, excuse me. They put the trays inside the cell, so they put our trays inside the cell. We ate, I had a Sports Illustrated and a pair of headphones was going to one of my partners from Jacksonville. I was standing to the door, so usually how it goes, the man at the door is going to push the trays out, but we both might have something to do at the door. So he had both of the trays in his hand. It's like some thick, hard plastic, and he stacked them on top of each other. So I turned around, I seen him, paid it no mind. So once he waited until the police got to the door, and then he hit me with both of the trays. But I learned something in life. You can plan to succeed, but if that don't happen, you might be in trouble if you didn't make a plan for when you fail. So that's what happened with him. I guess in his mind, I know in his mind that whatever built him up to that point, his plan was, I'm finna hit him in the back of the head with these trays. He about to fall, I'm gonna get off on him, and the police gonna automatically stop it. But that's the way how you get off. Fighting, hit somebody in front of the police, they gonna stop it. So when he did it, mind you, we in the cell, the police got to come in here. So once he did it, the trays, like they flew, I just heard them. It felt like somebody stuck me in the back of the head with a needle. It was a sting, and I heard the trays. But by then, before I turned around, I knew what had happened. So once I turned around, it wasn't nowhere to go. So, I mean, just skipping a whole lot, not going into detail, I blacked out. And they had to put like 4 cans of mace in the room to get us to stop. Because, like I said about adrenaline, the mace, I can't take it. But once I was so mad, I was breathing in it, beating them, you know what I'm saying? I'm defending myself, you feel me? You tried to hit me, you could have killed me. So you had your shot, and now I got mine. So the officers, and I was choking him because he started grabbing me, so I was choking him. So once I got him to the sink, and I was doing whatever I was doing, the officer was begging me to stop. And a lady that I was familiar with that always talked to me, when I heard her voice, I looked, and they was able to spray me in the eye. So that's what stopped it. You know what I'm saying? After that, they ran in the crowd that separated us or whatever. But aside from that, nothing else ain't never happened to me. And then they separated us, and then he sent me a message saying that he apologized. He was high, and I was like, man, I ain't really tripping about it. I mean, at the end of the day, it's a law that, you know what I'm saying, we go by as men in prison. If somebody do something to you, you can't let that go. Because everybody see it, and once they see it, you get something, we're gonna create a situation because we know how you dealt with the last situation. We gonna make it, we gonna create it and let it lead to violence because we see you ain't about the violence. So that's what people do in prison. So you can't never show no signs of weakness because then you got people that are prey on you. But
that's some good stuff.
Yeah, man. I can have y'all here all day.
I'm sitting here like,
yes, I mean, you took it. You take the flow. I'm talking about you took it. That's some good stuff though. Like you teaching, I'm learning.
Me too. I'm listening. Like, wait.
Yeah. That's a lot to take in.
Yeah. But I learned a lot of good stuff too. I learned a whole lot of good. I mean, to be honest, I mean, I'm a loner, so I don't like attention. So when I say stuff, you could pretty much take it for what it's worth. That's why I intend to be very direct when I speak, but not disrespectful, because I know a lot of people can't take stuff how it is. So I figure out the person when I can without talking to them, try to feel them out, and then see how I'm going to deliver, you know what I'm saying, what I want to say to them or whatever. But
absolutely.
Going to prison, that was like the best thing that ever happened to me in my life. And the reason I say that is because there's things I was into and the situation that took place while I was in prison, I know for a fact I would have, if I was free, I would have been right in the middle of them. And then the people that, you know what I'm saying, like people that was hurt or whatever that I cared about. So I was like, you know what I'm saying, I was thinking about it, I'm like, how I come to prison and close people dying, people, you know, betraying people that's close to each other, like, and I know for a fact I would have took action in those situations, but it wasn't meant for me to be there. All that happened, and then I came out to no problems. I mean, a lot of people gone, it's still some scars, but you know what I'm saying, being older, maturing, you learn how to deal with it, you know what I'm saying, with time. So I found my way of dealing with it, you know what I'm saying. I mean, once I was in prison, I got into music, and then I got out in 2024, so in 2022, I just started rapping, I got in trouble again, and went to another, I forgot about this one, so I was locked up 3 times. Because I got in trouble again, I got caught with another knife, and went to this place they call AMU. But there it's not like all the way locked down. It's real strict. It's a regular prison, but it's super strict. but it's designed to correct behavior in prison. So I'm a loner, so I had a tablet. I love music. You probably ain't even know that. I love music like that's like my best. I love music like I love Mama. So in prison we had tablets. So I had like 2,700 songs on my tablet. You know what I'm saying?
That's
and
a lot.
All type of artists, from R&B artists to rap artists to the music that my older family members played around me, like the Temptations and stuff. Like people ain't Whitney Houston. I had all that on my tablet because what I would be getting in trouble. See, a lot of my family members don't even know my sister good because she stayed in the house. I moved around because I was in trouble, and it was like you get them, and then you get them, and then you get them. So I was able to sit around most of my family members. You know what I'm saying? And by that way, you know what I'm saying? So those are the host of people that I had on my tablets, and I like the music so much. I started relating to. I started listening so much. I started relating to artists. I'm like, he talking about me. I mean, I don't know if you serious by saying that, but so that's what made me get into it. And then one day I'm like, you know what? I hear these dudes on these records or whatever, and nothing against nobody, because if you're making money, anything you're doing to way better yourself, go ahead. But when we get into details, I'm like, okay, some of this stuff he's saying he lying. Some of the stuff he's saying, I know he's just trying to get a little wave or, you know what I'm saying, a little attention, so I don't knock him. But if they can do that and get it, I'm about to go at them and just talk to them right quick and see what they say. And when I tried it, they liked it. So they was everybody. I'm a loner, so when dudes would mostly talk to me, that's what they'll talk to me about. And they begged me. They was like, man, listen, I understand you might have plans for whatever you got plans for, because at the time you did. Go do music because that's you. You can't if you probably don't see it, and every day it happened so much I got tired of it. So once I got out, I contacted a few people, you know what I'm saying, and was negotiating, something minor, and I took it upon myself one day to take my iPhone and sit it in front of the TV and turn the TV on YouTube to some instrumentals and just rap on the instrumentals in front of the phone. So I ain't even know how clear the iPhone sounded. So once I did it, I put it on Facebook and went viral. So, I mean, I'm still in the process right now, you know what I'm saying, the whole procedure. But yeah, they definitely on my trail off of 4 videos that I did put on Facebook. So I posted on Facebook. My Facebook is Camo K's with 2 K's. But yeah, I did post the videos on Facebook, and they got hot. I mean, the videos were posted, they've been out like 4 months now, and it's a dude that got out of the federal penitentiary. He reposted it, and he's a manager. So a lot of people that still watching that stuff thinking it's new is really old. I got so much music that I got prepared. So whenever it's that time, then I'm already in the works. Cause like I say, I'm a loner, so I learned that in prison. Like we get in trouble being in the streets because we just get used to doing the same thing, and once you get used to doing the same thing, whether it's right or wrong, you're gonna keep doing the same thing because you're used to it. So once I learned my missteps, it's really kind of fun right now. It's like I'm playing a video game in life, because I get to know what can cause harm if I decide to know how to go involve myself. If I decide to, but I'm not. I'm just saying that's the video game fun part. I'm in the video game part. If I decide to involve myself and stay away from all the things that hurt me, if you get what I mean. Basically I could do the same thing with no risk now. So that's why I say it's fun, because it's like that's taking care of itself, so I can go create, you know what I'm saying, another invention, another, rotation of cash flow over here, because that's working itself. So that's why I say it's fun, and I'm steady building, steady growing, steady learning. So like I say, that was the best thing. That was the reason why I say that was the best thing that ever happened to me, you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. Yeah. We tell people that in the past, when we had our people come in and do prison stories,
right,
we asked them that, do you think prison saved your life? Because had you been out here doing the same thing that what you was doing, where would you be?
Right.
And for the most part, they all say yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They all say
Prison really changed them.
Oh yeah,
and it saved.
It saved, yeah.
Yeah.
Even though it's a place that nobody wants to go,
Mm-hmm.
it has its purpose. It has its ups and yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And like I say, it might be a lot of people, just a small message, it might be a lot of people with a persona of somebody being in prison as, I mean, it's violence there. I mean, but you can decide, you can make decisions to where you can either, when you make decisions in prison, you either making a decision to be involved or not be involved. It's just some rare cases where you can make a decision to not be involved and then you're forced to be involved. But then, so like I say, some rare cases. So, like I say, watching all this stuff go on, you decide and you realize what you want to be into and what you don't want to be into. So that's what I did. I made the best out of my time. I had fun. Learned how to make music right before I came home. So that's the fun part of it. I got a whole lot out of it. And like I said, I don't like attention, so having a big head, I don't know what that feel like. I don't know how to do that. So yeah, I don't know how to do that. I don't even know what I feel like. I mean, I used to eat airheads, but I ain't never had one.
You know airheads.
Yeah, I ain't never had one.
You know
airheads. Yeah,
so being released, tell us about that day. How did that feel?
Being released, that was a good feeling. I was waiting on it, you know what I'm saying? And once I was released, okay, you know you're gonna have your family. I mean, I don't know if anybody know what it's like to have somebody do the time that I did at the age that I did it, but I mean, when I came home, it was a United States military type affection from my family as far as my safety and security. Like, they was like, don't do this, don't do that. If you need this, I got this. It was family members that I never even like really heard from, like on my daddy's side, you know what I'm saying? But the support was definitely there. I ain't still there, but I mean, I didn't know left the nest now, so flying home. But yeah, getting out of prison, I mean, it's really about what you want, you know what I'm saying? And to be honest with you, like me having a manslaughter by death being a part of my case, it wasn't easy to get a job. So this was the tempting part. I was like, okay, well, I might have to get into, you know, what I know already, because it's kind of hard. And what I mean by that, going into the details specifically, I filled out an application to work at a warehouse. And this same thing happened at 3 different jobs. Okay, once I filled out the application, I was called and told that the application wasn't approved. But there's 3 jobs that I went and they told me that the application wasn't approved. They all 3 called me in and told me face to face, like, look, this is the situation. Like, for instance, this was the best excuse. Like I say, all of them resulted to the same thing, but this was the best excuse from a glass company. And this guy said, hey, listen, I run everything here. He said, I don't have a problem with you. I have high feelings and everything, but you have a 1 in a million case, and this is why I can't hire you. We men, we all nothing but men work here. He say, so you know how men are, we may get into a situation. Hey, those situations might lead to blows. We men, but we gonna do that, and we gonna the next day be all right on the workplace. But he say, how I'm gonna trust that somebody get into a fight with you and the same thing won't happen to the last dude. And when he said that, me just being a man and being responsible and mature, I was like, man, I don't have no issue with the decision you making, because if the shoe was on the front of the foot, I would question it. That's a risk. You fought somebody and killed somebody. That don't happen on the regular. So if I know this and I know you could get in a fight being at a job here, why would I hire you and take the risk on somebody else's life? And 3 jobs told me that. So once that happened, I mean, I found my way and I had my way, you know, the whole time around getting the job, you know what I'm saying? And I got hired at Coca-Cola. I forgot to talk about that. I put in an application for Coca-Cola. They hired me. I submitted my I-9. My background check was cleared. Everything went through. They sent me the email for me being on board. And I believe that once they discovered something about my case, they never called. So I don't know how other people deal with situations like that. So that drives some people into the streets, homelessness, drugs, back in crime. But like I say, with me, I'm a rare case, so I already knew how to be. I know how to be responsible. I was 18 in the house with my girlfriend, and we was taking care of everything. So I didn't forget how to do that. I just knew that I was taking the risk if, you know what I'm saying, I didn't put more time into getting the job. And at that point, when I was told those things, I kind of leaned towards, you know, taking the risk. But like I say, I grew from it, I passed it, and you know what I'm saying, I'm in the green now. It's fun for me.
You know, that's right.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yes, like his whole demeanor.
Yeah. Look, you comfortable now, huh?
Yeah.
That's how the blonde hair you. You comfortable now.
Yeah, you just, you know, comfortable.
Yeah.
Able to share your story with us. We like family.
That's what it's all about.
Ain't no cookies?
Ain't no cookies. Look, he sound like my brother. He said we need to have some little food.
Mm-hmm.
I'll bring some of Davis next time.
Next time.
I don't need none.
Some fudge round or something.
Then we really gonna be here talking.
What?
Look, we got some snacks in here. We gonna really talk.
Right.
We gonna stay.
See, he feel good on the blog. I like that.
That's how
I like that. That's what I wanted to hear.
That's how. So if you have a message to give some younger people that were some young guys that were your age back then when you did what you did,
right,
and the life you were living,
right,
what would you tell the young people?
Okay, even though, you know, I told my story and I survived it, I still didn't know that it was going to operate the way I operated. So don't take it as, you know what I'm saying, I mean, I made it through a lot of things that, you know what I'm saying, I went through, people didn't make it through, you know what I'm saying. So I won't never tell you to go make those decisions. I would advise you to make the best decisions when it comes to anything concerning your life. And what that's doing, that's called prioritizing yourself. If you treat yourself like a priority, and then everybody else around you or who deal with you in any way forced to treat you like that, and that's a good feeling. Because fighting, you know what I'm saying, for your life, or just fighting for, you know what I'm saying, freedom, or fighting for finances, that really ain't how it go. But somehow, some way, we make decisions and get caught up in that. So, you know, have a accurate decision making process, and think before you do start asking people questions. You know, it ain't a bad thing to ask somebody for help. Cause I'm somebody that people can ask. Like back then, before I went through this situation, I would have never thought I could even sit on this camera and say this stuff. I say I'm green for getting on this camera and saying the stuff that I'm saying. That's what I would have said. So, but I'm just a man, so I know I can do this because I'm gonna be respected in any form. So, and that's a good feeling. So, a lot of people don't know that feeling. So, you know, I mean, I pray for peace for everybody and happiness, and don't let nobody steal your happiness either. So a lot of people out to get you, and they come in many forms. So. That's what I got. I got more, but we out of time, and we on the block. You know, you can't be on the block too long now, so.
Look, he done took this interview on it, though.
Charge, baby.
Yes, I love it, though.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we listen. We reaching for 100,000 likes
Ooh.
and subscribers.
Okay.
Show out. You hear me?
So,
show out for the block, y'all.
make sure you like, subscribe, and comment. Anything you say about me, put it in all caps.
Ooh.
All caps.
I know that's right.
All caps.
So
when they put it in all caps, because I feel like if you put it in all caps, like if I
that's talking loud.
If I write a message to somebody and I put it in all caps, I'm kind of not really yelling, but I'm kind of like putting some voice behind it.
Yeah, emphasis on that.
Yeah, ain't nothing behind it though. It's just, you know what I'm saying, it's just something I decided that I wanted to do. You ain't got to put it in cap, but just put it in the whatever you put.
Put it in caps form.
Like he said.
Put it in caps form.
Bold. With your chest out.
Yeah.
You know, yeah. Well, I enjoyed.
I really did. I really did.
Yeah, me too.
I really appreciate you for coming on the block to share
we
your
gotta have you
story.
back.
Yeah, we
I'll be
definitely
honored to come back. I'm gonna have my hair cut next time I come back.
Now, see, you ain't even have to tell the people that. You don't look like you need no haircut.
Oh, I don't?
No.
Okay.
But you don't let the people
I told you
know.
I treat myself like a priority, so I feel like I'm supposed to, you know.
And that's what you're supposed to. Self-care. You're supposed to. You're supposed to. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, so.
How you feeling now? Right now, in this
Oh,
moment?
baby, you ain't even like some that. It
I'm
look
feeling
like
the
it.
block.
See, it looked like it.
I'm feeling like the block.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
I'm feeling like the host. I'm feeling like the cameraman. I'm feeling like everybody.
Production, host, everything.
Everything.
Show out.
Show out.
They say the block is hot.
Yeah, I wasn't even feeling like this till the more time I sat on here on the block, then that's what made me feel like this. So I definitely want to come back.
I'm telling the people, when the mouths begin to flow,
yeah,
that's it. That's
what's
it
up.
right there. Y'all see how he was all slunched down?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. So
We gonna bring him back, y'all.
He got more for y'all. He coming back to the block.
He got more. Again, thank you for coming.
you're welcome.
We really appreciate it. We enjoyed the block.
That was something.
Yes, it was.
That was.
When I tell you he came on the block and showed out, he
Baby,
took over
he
the
took
block.
over.
You hear me? I enjoyed the story. We ain't even that name.
I'm telling you, I loved it.
Me too.
I really did.
We gotta bring him back on the block.
Y'all and me, I'm the big cousin, and to hear him talk like that, like that's a big change. That's a big change. I love it. I'm so proud of him.
You see it on you. You do. You do.
Ooh,
That was a great segment.
that was a good one.
Yes,
that
it
was really
was.
good. All of our episodes are good though, but I'm
Most
just
definitely.
I'm so overly joyed and
Mhm.
proud to see the growth. Like that's a major growth. Major growth. We talk all the time. Well, when he want to call me, but we talk and we be on the phone for hours when we talk, and just I being heard it, but to see it in person, like that's big.
Mhm.
That's big, and I love that.
Yes, ma'am.
I love that for him. I love it for me too.
Cause you the
I
big
can't leave me
cousin.
out. Yes,
I was just because you the big cousin.
But I hope you guys enjoyed this episode,
Mhm.
just like you guys enjoy all of the others.
Yes, ma'am.
Come back for more.
You already know.
Every
Same
Thursday.
time, every Thursday, nothing changed.
Nothing
The
changed.
block always hot. Y'all know the story.
If you guys have a story that you want to share, or if you know someone that may want to come on and share that story, email us at podcasttheblock@gmail.com, or you can directly message me on IG at It's Didi Corbett or Facebook at Didi Corbett.
And as for me, on Facebook is Shantae Nicole, and on IG is Shantae_Nicole.
And that's where you can find us. Stay tuned for the next episode of
The block.